Federica, friend, publicist, local LA celeb, on a mission to find your inner peace. You good?
You good?
I think so.
You're always good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Federica Parruccini, just kidding. Hi, babe.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I feel very honored to be here.
Fed, I'm bringing you on today because I love you and I admire you. You're special because you stand on your own 2 feet. You've been through a lot and you love all the stages and you embrace all the stages. What's your definition of inner success?
To me, I would say peace and self-love. I think we care so much what people think. We're just like programmed like that, right? And I think it's kind of gotten worse with, I mean, I love social media, but like, you know, it gets worse. So I think for me, inner peace is just being happy and like loving myself and being at peace with myself.
And it's something you work on a lot.
Yeah, I think I've been working. I think you're always like evolving and changing and growing. And I just, for me, I'm in a really great place, but I think it's taken time to get there and like just being like stable in yourself and being like, okay, nothing is going to shake me. Like nothing is going to rock me. Like whatever happens, like whatever comes, like no matter what happens, like I got it. Like I'm going to be good. But it's taken a long time to get there. Like even me, I think like a year ago would still be a little bit like, you know, and I just...
What happened in that year to gain so much confidence?
Growth, experience, like, yeah. I don't think it's like one thing specifically. Like therapy has been really instrumental to me. I started doing therapy during COVID. I have an incredible acupuncturist who I see who's like a true healer for me. And so I was like, wait, I can't go to him. Everything is closed. Like, what am I going to do? And one of my friends had just started therapy. I guess I'll try. Sure. Like, okay, oh, fine. Let's do it. And I started the call, my first call. I was like, okay, so like, how does this work? Like how
sounds
long,
about right.
How long is this going to take? Like what? And she was like, no, it doesn't work like that. I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, you can't like put a number on it. It's like a forever thing. I was like, oh, okay.
It's a forever thing. Is like she forever wants your bank account or
no, but I think it's, and I get it. Like it took me 6-7 months to be like, wow, this is working. And I lost my job during COVID and I was like, great excuse.
What was your job?
I was at Carlotto and I was like, great excuse. Like I'm going to stop doing this. I was like, you know, because I think insurance was covering it or something. And she was like, no. We're like just making segue. Like I will do this for you, like for like nothing. Just stay with me. And I was like, okay. So I did.
Wow.
And I'm so grateful to her. And yeah, there's like some days where like I don't have that much to say, but like somehow I discover something new. And I think we have this like stigma, this thing of like the therapist has to like tell you what to do, right? And for me, it's been completely opposite. Like my therapist doesn't tell me what to do. My therapist makes me work to get to whatever it is I need to resolve.
Wow.
And so I think that that's given me a lot of like courage and like self-confidence to be able to like communicate better, whatever it is in business and relationships with friends, romantically, and help me kind of build that stability within myself.
I mean, I'm still searching for that stability every day.
Yeah.
As a mom, as a partner, as a business owner, as a creative. So it's admirable to see you convicted in yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I do have like an amazing, like, best friend who is like, knows me. I always say like, she knows me better than I know myself. Like,
that's so sweet.
Yeah. And so
who's that best friend?
Nadia.
Oh, I can't wait to interview Nadia.
Who's literally like my like big sister, my like, like all these like things in one.
But your little sister also.
Yeah. So yeah, and I have an amazing group of like friends and people that are there for me. So I feel really lucky in that sense. And that gives me also like stability and support. And my crazy family is crazy and, as they are. I love them. And, and I think that's the other thing that therapy has taught me is that people, whether it's like friends, clients, family, like everyone does the best that they can with the tools that they have. So it's given me a lot of empathy towards humans, like towards my parents, towards friends, towards clients,
You see humanity in all their light.
Yeah, I lead with a lot more empathy.
Yeah. So you lost your job during COVID.
Yes.
And then you started your own firm.
Yes.
As a publicist.
Yes.
And it's taken off.
Yes. I feel so lucky. I'm so lucky. I honestly never thought I would be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like totally okay. I was like, this is kind of nice. Like I'll take the summer off and then I'll just like go work for a big brand again. Like I'll go
at Valentino before.
I was at Valentino. I was at Fendi. So I was like, no problem. Like maybe I'll go to Max Mara. Maybe I'll go to Versace. Like I wanted big Italian, but like not too big. And like, so I just figured like September, October, like done. And then Nadia was like, I want you to, to talk to my friend. She needs PR and you guys should talk. And it was a wellness platform for practitioners. It was a tech startup. And I knew nothing about tech, nothing about funding. I was like, what's a Series A? Like, what's TechCrunch? It's just like, I just like wasn't my world. And she hired me on the spot. And then from there, it was like another client. And I've built this business that I feel so lucky, but it's all been like word of mouth. It's a friend of a friend, a client recommending me to, to one of their friends. So it's been really great. And just, I feel really lucky.
Do you feel like your success in your building in your business has had a direct correlation with your inner work and your building and your conviction with yourself? Has one helped the other or detracted?
No, I think they go hand in hand. As you evolve and grow as a person, you just get better. So I think everything in life gets better. Like your friendships, your romantic relationships, your relationships.
If you're
with your
lucky,
family.
they get better. If you're working on yourself, they get better. Not everyone is. Most people aren't because they don't have the tools.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm creating this show so they can tune in and listen. Not like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I love people and I love to uplift and I love to hear people's stories, like what's in their heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's a lot of times like people don't allow themselves to be vulnerable and to like say how they feel. And it's, I was someone that like would never like, I was like always like super strong. Even if something would shake me, I would never allow that to be like, you could, see me. And now I'm like, I'm human. And if like, I'm upset, like I'm upset. And it's like, but I'm going to be okay. I have like the tools to like move forward.
Yeah. You are single.
Yes.
And ready to mingle.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of vulnerability to be in a relationship, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you think being so steadfast and strong has gotten in the way of you keeping intimate relationships, if we're just being frank?
Yes. I think for a long time, I was super avoidant. And I literally just discovered that I was avoidant. And now I am not.
Or you're working on being less.
On being less. But I think that, I think I've become a lot more open and more vulnerable. And I'm able to like talk about my feelings. I think very much I was always like, wanted to be like the cool girl and like in a way where like, that doesn't upset me, even though that would upset me. Right. Instead of just having a conversation
and being
honest, scared.
Right.
But now I'm not scared. It feels good.
It feels empowering to be vulnerable.
Yes, 100%.
And you realize when you're vulnerable, your community builds.
Yeah.
And going out on a limb and starting your own agency is vulnerable.
Yeah.
And now we're just saying, hey, this is Federica from Valentino. Hey, this is Federica from Carlotto. This is Federica.
Yeah.
from Federica. You know,
Yeah.
I've always worked for myself, and it's been so brutal. I just like mostly have lived in no for my whole professional career.
Yeah.
And it shows you who you are.
Yeah.
And you realize who you are pretty quickly. I didn't understand that like working for Vogue, like my sister did right off the bat from college, would give me a social and would just give me the upper hand to have an institution on my back.
Yeah.
Or, sticker on my chest. I didn't get it because I'm just like an artist who's out there. I've had to kind of grow into learning the ways of the world, if you will. So I don't know. It takes a lot of vulnerability. I try to like just be easy on myself sometimes because
that's the thing. I think that people
tough.
need to like be easy on themselves. Like, and that's where I go back to like self-love.
Like how is somebody easy on themselves? Like I'm always like, I'm quitting drinking. I told you the last time we were in a car on our way to the airport to New York. Like, and you're like, just take some NAD shots. I was like, Fed. Okay, that's actually kind of a good idea.
I don't think it has to be so like black or white. Like there's gray, right? So like you're not feeling great, so like don't have a drink for a few days. But like that doesn't mean it needs to like stop. You know, and I'm just using that as like an example. But yeah, just like it's hard. Like I'm not perfect. There's, I know that, but it's like I think it's loving your imperfections.
Do you think age has helped you
100%
help and do some self-love and self-worth exercises? What do you do to kind of flex self-love? Like you look in the mirror and you're like, I'm hot?
No.
I mean,
but I should.
I know, same.
I'm like, I need to do that. I have a friend who's like, I tell myself every day I'm a goddess. And I was like,
that's amazing.
Okay, great.
I need to do that.
And I'll go like a week. I'll be like, I'm a goddess. But
you are. We all are.
We all are.
And God.
But I don't know. I do think I was lucky as a child. Like my parents were always like, you can do whatever you want. Like you're the best. I'm still like whatever it was I wanted to do. It's like I was the best. I was like the prettiest. I was the smartest, even when I wasn't.
They just gave you so much confidence.
Gave me this like confidence, and I think it was about me like stepping into that, into like loving myself, even though like I'm not the prettiest or the smartest or the coolest, but that's okay, right? I'm okay being me.
I know there are some schools of thought surrounding parenting that people think that you shouldn't say that to your kids because we as a generation were told that from our parents that we were the best. And then now none of us can afford to buy houses. We all just rent and, and it's tough in these streets. But I don't really agree. I totally tell my kids they're the best ever.
Always.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get it at home, like, where are you getting it, right?
Right.
Like, you need to feel like loved and like safe. And that's another word I really like. I like the word safe. I think people need to feel safe in themselves and like in their bodies, and just like, safety brings like stability. And so I think if you instill in your kids, like I love you, like you can do whatever you want type thing, you want to be the president, like, and like knowing that they have your support to like get to wherever they want to go. Like that's the most beautiful thing.
I know. I watched the J-Lo documentary and was a little sad by the parents' dynamic. I know they must be secretly proud of her, but they don't acknowledge it. And I can tell she wears it as a chip on her shoulder. And I recognize it only because I have a lot of chips on my shoulder about certain things in my life. And maybe that makes me be successful in business. That's what my brother always says. I didn't get into Princeton. And he's like, and look at you now,
Yeah.
But it's, you have to believe in yourself.
100%.
You can't, and you realize when you're older, you can't count on it you can't even count on it from the partner that you want. I can't count on it from the partner that I have. Yes, he believes in me. Yes, he's there for me in the way that he can be there for me, which is not the way that, if my parent raised him, he would be there for me.
Yeah.
He was raised by two very different parents. So, you have to be there for yourself.
Yeah.
And in that, you can kind of overcome anything and be your true self.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, and I think that that's kind of what's quieted the noise in my head, is that it's a journey. Like, you're going to have some great days. You're going to have some not great days, but like, it's okay. It's a journey. But I think also the other thing for me that I think is so important is like just gratitude and like being grateful for where you are. And if things don't work out, like there's a reason why it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And trusting that like it's part of the bigger plan. Like you didn't get the client. Well, there was a reason why, right?
Yeah.
Your kids didn't get into that school. Like there's a reason why. Like our life is constantly like changing and evolving, and like the universe has like bigger plans. The universe, God, whoever you believe in.
Everyone says that. It's like the universe, God. No one can call out God.
God.
I believe in God, and I believe that God is in every single human being. I grew up in a very spiritual environment. So
yeah, I went to Catholic school my whole life.
I did too. Well, until I was in high school.
Yeah, same.
And yeah, I mean, God is a big part of my life. Not religion. God.
No, same. And I notice that like if something is like happening, the first thing I like just do is like I start to like pray.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like I
like a Hail Mary
like
or
a Hail Mary. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'll like internally like be like,
my mom's here, my grandmother's here, everybody's here from the other side. I sang for 2 popes. You do know that, right? Every Wednesday morning, the Benedizione.
Of course.
I mean, you are my publicist too.
You're a publicist too.
What advice can you give to people who are starting their own business, whether it's making Instagram content or a tech company or whatever?
Okay. So when I was...
You have the advice.
Well, okay. This was great advice as a young up and coming, growing in the business. My old boss, who is my mentor and like a dear friend, when I was at Fendi, she said to me, Federica, like, remember that your job doesn't define who you are. And she's like, when you die on your tombstone, it's not going to say Federica at Fendi, Federica here.
So true.
She's like, what matters is like what you do in your life, like as a wife, as a mother, as a friend, like that's what's going to define you. And I was like, here is like one of the most powerful people in fashion in this. And I was like, oh, okay. And that's always stuck with me. So I think, knowing like, I love what I do and I love my clients and I get excited, but at the end of the day, like what you do doesn't define who you are as a person.
So just be a person of integrity, and everything else, all the chips will fall as long as you work hard.
Yes. You have to work hard. Like things are not going to like work out. There's going to be some like shitty moments, but you just have to like keep going.
I know.
And I think she also was like, you need to know how to like move. I remember her like, she's like, you know how to move. And I was like, huh. And it's funny because now I work with so many different people and I'm like, even like friends that I'll bring into projects. And I'm like, oh my God, they're terrible. I'm like, you just don't know like how to move. So I think
you mean how to be flexible in business and making a deal.
Like making things happen. Like you've got to wear a lot of hats. And like people aren't always going to be like, oh, hi, are you okay? Like, are you good? Like they're not. And it's okay. And like, you just have to do it and like, just figure it out.
Right. Not everyone is as buoyant and resilient. I think, I was at a gig last week with a musician who's so capable. I run a company. He could run 20 circles around me, but he doesn't. That's the only difference. And I said, you're not going to start your own agency? Like, I have my own agency for the last 15 years. Why wouldn't you start yours? Like, I'd be your number one fan. He was like, well, unless like something falls in my lap, I'm happy working for yours. And I looked at him and I said, I want to mention his name, but I'm not going to. I said, nothing lands in your lap. Nothing lands in anyone's lap.
No.
When you want something, you go get it. And the universe either aligns or blocks you because it needs to, because it's saving you from yourself. And I just was like, that stuck with me. You know, things don't just fall into your lap. You go get it. And you are someone who lives that example.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's your birthday party tomorrow. I'm on a plane. What? She's like, I'm here. I'm coming. I'm actually already there. We've had a 45-minute phone call and I'm 45
here. I'm
minutes
actually
closer to Los Angeles.
Yep.
You just have
to know how to make things happen. And I think there's a difference between like, you know, there's that term. It's like, take the bull by the horns. And like, I don't necessarily like believe in that. I think it's about like creating the life you want and like going out there and just, again, like being authentically yourself. And, you know, someone asked me recently, a guy I was seeing, and he's like, how did you do this? And I was like, I try to be nice to every single person. Like, no matter.
You are nice. You don't need to try.
Yes. But like, and to make everyone feel like seen and heard, to like remember, you know, like to remember their names. So like, you know, to just do like, just really like lead with like love, and empathy. And like, you know, you just got to get shit done. Like you got to work. I think a lot of people don't work. That's the other thing. Everyone like wants to be like the boss, but like you have to work.
They want to be the boss.
Everyone just like wants to be the boss.
Boss is like a nightmare. I hate being the boss. I don't know why.
But I am very bossy, and so are you.
Am I?
Yes.
I'm just convicted in my opinions. I don't know if that means that I'm bossy.
Same. So actually, when I was first starting out, one of my very best friends has his own agency, and he was like, "Do you want to help me on this project?" And I was like, "Sure." And when I saw him like pretty recently, he was like, Fed, I always knew you were going to do your own thing. And I was like, you did? And he's like, yes. He's like, you're the boss. So I was like, okay, great.
It's true. So what are you manifesting for the future?
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like the word manifesting I don't love.
Why?
I don't know. I think because I don't know.
I just feel like you can create your own future. You can switch things up. You can change your fate. Therefore, you can manifest.
Yeah.
You just feel like it's an overused woo-woo term.
I think to manifest, you need to be super clear. Super, super clear.
And you don't like being super clear?
No, I do. I think also as part of my growth, my acupuncturist is like, you can manifest. Your power to manifest is crazy. So you need to be really, really careful of like what you want to manifest. And it has to be like super clear. So I think for me, and it's true, like, I'm like, I want to do this. Like I do it. Like I want to live here. I do it. Like I want it. I do it.
You're about to get married and have kids.
Yeah.
We haven't met him yet, but
we haven't met him yet. But I also like.
So is that what you're manifesting?
Yes. Yes. I think for a long time I was like, wait, I'm ready. Like, where is this person? I'm like dating all these people, but like, that's not the person. That's not the person. Like, and I want a baby and like, I can't wait. And I am so grateful that like, I didn't meet someone sooner. I'm so grateful that I wasn't a mom sooner. Like, I don't think I would have been a good mom. Like, I don't think I would have been a good partner. Like, I wouldn't be, I needed to go through things. I needed to like evolve as a human. I needed to like learn to really love myself before I could love someone else full-heartedly. So now I feel ready. Like I feel great. And I think I come from this place of like, it's like here. I'm like, oh, I'm like in a relationship. You know, they like say like, they're like, oh,
I am.
Yeah,
I am
Like,
language.
yeah, I am. I am in a relationship. And like, you know,
I am.
It's like, I am. And so, yeah, I would love to fall in love and meet someone and have some cute babies, like girls that look like me. But girls end up looking like their dads, so like tricky. But I would be happy with a boy too, but I just don't know if I'd be a good boy mom.
You'd be an amazing boy mom.
My therapist said to me, there's good in the unknown. And I remember I was like going through a breakup and I was like, oh, what is this? What? And now I love it. There's so much good in the unknown. I was so scared of the unknown.
Yeah.
But like, there's so much good. Like good stuff's coming.
So much.
So I love that. And I like said that to her today. I was like, someone once told me there's good in the unknown. There's good stuff in the unknown. And she like laughed. She has some really good liners.
We gotta.
She's like,
we gotta bring her on.
You gotta bring on Ashley. She's like, you're shopping for milk at the hardware store.
Oh, I love her. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God.
She's great. She's great. So yeah.
Well, it's all happening for you. Thank you for being
Thank
here
you
today.
for having me. I am so honored, Claire. You are literally an inspiration.
Oh.
I mean that. You are like just a boss in everything you do, and you do it with like love, and you're just like, you're an amazing mom.
Thanks,
You
honey.
are an amazing wife, an amazing friend, and you just like do it all, and you're like such an inspiration.
Thank
So
you.
it's really an honor to be here. So thank you.
Thank you. The honor's all mine.